Yes, guys, and welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102, King of the Dugout, Part 5. We concluded this first thing this morning after we got the last entry of team submission through. So, you guys will already be aware of how you've done, but let's go a little bit more in depth to it now. And let's get to the conclusion of October Season 1. Before we go any further, right, I'm going to tell you something really, really quickly. It's not connected to this game at all, right? So I was given an approach last night. I had this random message from some guy, I'm not going to say his name, asking me if I would give him some publicity for something on my channel. And he would give me a freebie. So I negotiated with this guy and I says, look, I'll tell you what I'll do, right? You give me 2 of the item and I will mention, and I will do it. And he says, so how are you going to do that? What sort of segment? And I said, I'd mention at the beginning of each video and at the end of each video for the next 8 videos. I would mention it once at the beginning, once at the end. And in my pictures that you see, like, subscribe, comment, I would alter 2 of them to a picture of what he wanted me to publicise. But he hasn't come back to me today, so I'll just put it out there really. I've done this before on Facebook Reels where I've done I did it as a favour for a comedian friend of mine, and I did it on that to publicise his gig. And if there's anything that comes, that might be of interest, let me know. Anyway, back to the subject in hand. King of the Dugout, the conclusion of October. Okay, are we ready? Right, let's put ourselves on the Football Association, Manchester United. That was basically me putting them in and being able to have them as the association and 14 other managers. So, Soylent Green, our Mo, is killing it. He's absolutely killing it with 12 wins, 3 draws, and he's unbeaten. Perfetico Madrid, run by the great Noel Draper, has had a cracking month and he's opened up a 4-point gap in the top 2. And of course, top 2 is probably one hell of an achievement for anyone. I think everyone's going to benchmark to get into that top 6. There's 14 of them. So, top 6 would be an achievement, but then that's not guaranteed promotion. So those 2 guys are looking really good. In third, AC Runmansion, managed by Jesper Ronman. Now, he suffered his first defeat in the last month. D-Generation X, managed by Stuart Danton. Me and Danton will be locking horns tonight as we play a network game ourselves. So we will see what happens in that tournament. But as far as this tournament's concerned, he did well early on, but he's had a bit of a tough last couple of months. Sharpshooters, managed by Lee Sharples, has had a bit of a tough run as well. North London Red, well, he's on the job list worry. So we'll come to that in a moment. Trump Towers, Migadonte. One of my tips to do well, but he's struggling down in 7th. Glasgow United, Dark Destroyers, Dutch Warriors, they're all on 26 points. It's so close out there. In 11th, Dunthorpe. Now, Dunthorpe didn't have a bad old month. Sunday Strikers, Philippe Derola. Interesting, really, because he was a lot of people's tips. And the reason a lot of people were tipping Sunday Strikers was because, cast your mind back, he had one sensational auction, but it just proves that one sensational auction does not mean nothing, because it was all about having a little bit of depth and a little bit of squad rotation. Page at Rangers, 13th, nothing special. And finally, Sam's Bastards. Well, Sam, managed by Sam Wheatley. Now, I was locked in a meeting all morning with Mark Whittaker today, deciding what to do if someone is dismissed. So, we agreed, and I actually had this sort of semi in mind anyway, that if somebody was to be dismissed, we would just add them back into the game. I'd retire them and add him back into the game. But, because at the end of the day, it's the interactive side of things. But, let's say Sam. If that does happen to Sam, I'll do exactly that. He will be named and shamed and humiliated. I'm hoping Mark Whittaker will do a nice little fucking spread, and Sam will also, or anyone, will also be given a £1 million fine for next season. Okay, You heard it here first, and it's not just Sam, because Gary Hanks, North London is red, they're in the playoffs, and he is on very insecure. Sam Wheatley, I expect him to be up there. Mark Rutgers, I cannot believe he's up there, and Philippe Derolla is insecure. Now, let me just point something out, guys, right, that every single manager Sam's played, they all started with the same reputation. So the expectations is fierce for all of them. They've all got identical, or started with identical reputations of 10,000. So it's not like, forget the fact of where they're playing. So for argument's sake, North London is red. They took over Milner. Who plays at Rotherham? So it don't matter that it's Rotherham. Forget the stadium. Forget the training ground. It's all about the reputation, and they're all they've all started at 10,000. That changes, of course, mid-game if they're doing shit. Someone is down to about 9,800 or something like that. But yeah, quite a month. It really is, and it's funny because Soylent Green, in terms of the auctions, he wasn't really a standout person that had done amazing, but he hadn't done shit either. Perfectica Madrid, he did catch my eye. That is Trunky from the forums. Trunky and Soylent Green is Eve Sam from the forums as well. So it's ironic that the two guys from the forums lead the way, and both have got experience of this sort of interactive game, because they both partake in the DTL along with myself and Dark Destroyer's manager Matt, who is having his first season with the DTL. So those guys have got a little bit of experience of it, and it's good to see that their experience is paying off, because they're showing everybody up. They really are. AC Runmansion, run by Jesper. Now Jesper Ronman, he didn't pick up any standout amazing players, but he did pick up a big squad, a big squad. What is going on with Sam's Bastards? Well, I've got a theory what my view is, but I'm not going to disclose that. You know, if Sam asks me, I will say to Sam, this is what I think when over the time of auctions and shit, people say, what do you think? I don't ever say, do that, don't do that. It's not about that. You know, if I feel someone's trialing something and they say, what do you think? Have you tried that before? And I'll be honest. I'll also be honest about if it's something that I personally don't like. If I don't like something, it's probably because I think it's shit. Okay, let's have a look at the League Cup. Now, this is equally as exciting. It's not concluded yet. Forget Man United being lit up there. So the Sunday Strikers, despite his shit league form, Philippe Derolla's Sunday Strikers are in the quarterfinals. Lee Sharples' sharpshooters were eliminated. He'll be disgusted with that. Trunky's Perfectica Madrid, they've still got to get past Chelsea yet. Matt's Dark Destroyers are there in the is it the quarterfinals? It is the quarterfinals, isn't it? No, it's not. What we're talking about? It's the fourth round. What made me say quarterfinals? Apologies there, because I wrote quarterfinals, didn't I, on the thing. I meant to say fourth round. Page at Rangers, that's a massive result over North London is red. And that's Trevor Choi. And of course, Dutch Warriors, another manager who's having a shit run at the minute in the league, or he's insecure. But the fourth round draw has not been made yet. So it's all to play for. Let's have a look now then at a bit of this. Bit of manager of the month. Noel Draper, aka Trunky, Perfectica Madrid. That is his first of the year. And of course, just to remind you, massive, because he's going to get some money for that, which will all be added to his funds for next season. Let me remind you, at the start of next season, everybody will get some TV money. I think, top of my head, it's something like £5 million for the First Division, if they're still in it. It's more for the Premier League, but it's less any money if anybody gets sacked. No names there. Sam Wheatley. Stuart Danton and Almo have already claimed this award once already. Player of the month, Robbie Keane of Soylent Green. Again, bit of money there for Almo, who's in charge of Soylent Green, aka Evesham. And as you can see, Trunky's already got a little bit of money there as well, as has Jesper. No one, incidentally, has won a Young Player of the Month. I don't think Mark Whittaker said anything about giving any money for players on Team of the Week. In fact, yeah, I'm pretty certain, because we can't even go back anyway, so yeah, that won't be happening. So let's have a look now then at the team stats. The Perfectica Madrid are the on-form team at the minute. There you see, 5 wins out of 5, or the last 5 games, all wins in the league. Soylent Green, incidentally, I'll show you something that I spotted. Soylent Green drew one game this month, and they drew it with the Dutch Warriors, and it was fucking brutal. Absolutely brutal. Makes you wonder, had Soylent Green have won that, Mark Rutgers, in charge of the Dutch Warriors, could have been sacked. But he'll be very, very lucky, consider himself very lucky to have scraped the point there against the unbeaten side. So let's have a look now at some more stuff. Let's have a look at some red cards. The Dark Destroyers have suffered 3 this season. Pathetica Madrid 3, Sam's Bastards 2, Sharpshooters 2, Trump Tower City 2. Let's have a look at the average rating then. Alan Boxic of D Generation X. This is only league, let me remind you, not the League Cup. 8-2-3 in all competitions, but 8-4-5 and 7 goals for Alan Boxic. Michael Moles, Tomasi, Pinheiro. Pinheiro, what a player Pinheiro is. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Let's take a look at the goals. Filippo Inzaghi. Now that's interesting. I hadn't spotted that. North London is red. Gary Hanks. So, Gary, you've just got to sort it out. You really have. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Anything else we're interested? Interesting. Very interesting for you, Sam. He's not actually that bad a goalie, to be honest with you. I think Sam... it's probably just miscalculated a couple of things, I feel. Games lost, well, Sam should be near the top of that, or most of his players will be. I thought it was teams. Dribbles, I never look at stuff like this. Never look at stuff like this at all. But dribbles, Mehmet Skol of Pathetico, Pinheiro's up there as well. Very interesting. Shots on target. Kim Kallstrom of Dunthorpe, good to see. Good to see. 6-4-3 though. 6-4-3 is fucking awful, isn't it? Yeah, that is a little bit of shit. That really is. Let me just have a look at something on the old favourite Maxman 6. Ah, come on. Right, Migadonte asked me, he goes, what do I think? And as I said, right, it's each to their own what they choose. And he's been picking Sigalko ahead of Ronaldo. And I actually thought in the last month it was a bit of a dodgy decision because I felt Ronaldo had been doing well. And there you see, Sigalko, absolutely awful. Well, the fans are going to be crying out, for Ronaldo. The great Ronaldo 9 needs to come into the lineup. Either that or change your formation. But you are a disgrace, Mr. Dante. Let's not forget, right? Gary Hanks is in 6th place with North London is red, and he's on the very insecure list. I mean, fuck me. The Dutch Warriors are just out there with 3 points. They're on the... Now, somebody asked me, how is it determined? Someone asked me the question about the reputations, and I reassured them what I've just said here. Everyone's got the same reputation, which means everyone's got the same expectation. So why the fuck is Gary Hanks, Sam Wheatley, and Mark Rutgers, more so Gary Hanks than anybody else, why is he on that list? That's very insecure. Mark Rutgers, I would question. Sam Wheatley, well, you deserve to be on there. Philippe Dirala, now what that could be, this is what I think, right? Dirala, I think, could be because he's got a lot of high reputation players, but he's not got a big squad. He picked up one of the steals of the auctions in Chiesa for $1 million. He picked up Zanetti and Carlos and Veron in the same auction. In fact, there was a 4th player, I think, Viduka. It was Viduka as well on that same auction. It could be tactical. I think, but he's still in the League Cup. Let's take a look now then at the fixtures, the league fixtures. Well, look at that. We've got some huge ones coming up, haven't we? DX Generation takes on AC Run Mansion. That is a massive game. It really is. Glasgow United against Sharpshooters, equally a big one. Sam's Bastards. Well, you have a chance there, Sam. Sam has already submitted his team for the new month. I should point out, Sam, that is an absolute massive game. When you guys do submit your team, you are welcome to change it if you wish, or change your setup if you decide. Otherwise, I will go with what you've already submitted. Let's have a look over here. And my tea's getting cold. There you go. We've got a big game there now. Run Mansion, I don't know why. Who did he take? He took over Barnsley. Is there any reason Barnsley playing on a Friday? I wonder. Let's have a look now then. So, there you go. What a game on Saturday the 10th of November. Soylent Green against Pathetico Madrid. Who's your money on, guys? Who is your money on? Glasgow United against Sam's Bastards. If Sam is in charge by the time that game comes, who knows? Big game there on a Sunday. huge game. Look at that, more big games coming up. It's going to be it's going to be an absolute it's going to be a big month. It's going to be a huge month for some people. It really is. Let's just take a look. Soylent Green. Let's just go back to him. So he's going to possibly have that League Cup 4th round in November sometime. So it looks like on average around 5 league games. So Run Mansion has obviously picked up on that game in hand that he had. And he lost his first game, as I said, Run Mansion. Let's just get to Run Mansion in a minute. He lost his first game, and it was towards the end of the month. It was to Pathetica Madrid. So you could argue that he finally played someone in form, and he paid the ultimate price. And I can't get over the name of that player there. Paulo Negro. Is that even allowed today? Probably was 23 years ago. In my opinion, it is today because it's a fucking name. It really is. It's getting really entertaining. The League Cup, then, that's what I was going to check. Let's just check the League Cup, see the schedule for the 4th round. And the 14th of November, so give or take there then. So it looks like we'll have one each round then. That works out well, don't it, if our guys are in it. Now, that's always an interesting month, isn't it? Because I find, on the ODB, I find that the 2 legs of the semi-final can be quite a long way between each other. Actually, yeah, that is, isn't it? We're going to have this we'll have the first leg in late January, the second leg late February. Okay. So there we are, guys. King of the Dugout carries on. Till next time, take it easy.